1-1 pitch. Ground ball to third. Fielded by Toro. On to first. And the Red Sox win again. That's 6 in a row.
From MLB.com, this is the Morning Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Castrovins. Today is Tuesday, August 5th, and on today's show, we've got some surging squads in the American League playoff picture, we've got an old-school slugger making an MVP case, and we've got some rookie stories that will warm your heart. Give me about 10 minutes of your time, and I'll tell you about all that and everything else you need to know about baseball today. Let's get to it. Today is August 5th, but let's throw it back to June 6th. On that day, the Red Sox were a season worst 5 games under 500, while the Rangers were a season worst 6 games under 500. At the time, there was little reason to think either club would be much of a factor in the AL playoff picture, and you would have felt even less optimistic about the Red Sox had you known they were about 10 days away from shockingly trading Rafael Devers to the Giants. But the Sox and Rangers are alive and well, as we saw Monday night, and the team most impacted by their recent surges is the Yankees. Boston recently leaped past the Yanks in the AL East standings and took a 5-game winning streak into Monday's series opener against the Royals. Believe it or not, the Sox have the 3rd most runs per game in MLB since the Devers deal, and in facing the Royals' newly acquired lefty Bailey Falter, the runs kept coming in a 5-run first inning, capped by a blast to the bleachers from Jarren Duran.
Duran drives one high into center field and is back at the wall. It is gone! 3-run homer! Goodbye, JD!
The Sox went on to an 8-5 win, their 6th straight. The Blue Jays blew out the Rockies in Colorado, so they retained their 3-game edge on Boston. But the Sox are now 2.5 games up on the Yankees and Mariners for the AL's top wildcard spot. Then there are the Rangers. They're currently out of the AL playoff picture, but they've been creeping their way into it. And if they can sweep the reeling Yankees in a home series at Globe Life Park, where Texas has basically been unbeatable since the start of July, they'll leapfrog the Yanks in the playoff race. On Monday night, they leapfrogged the Yankees in the run column. New York was ahead 5-4 in the bottom of the 9th when Jock Peterson pinch hit with 1 out, none on, and Devin Williams on the hill.
Here's the pitch, and there's a high drive, well hit. Right field, straight away, way back. That ball is history. Jock Peterson has tied the game with a home run off Devin Williams.
The game went to extras, and in the bottom of the 10th, newly acquired Yankees reliever Jake Bird was 1 out away from escaping a jam with 2 on, but Josh Young had other plans.
The 1-1. And that ball hit high and deep into left field. Dominguez goes back, watches with the rest of us as Josh Young has just walked off the New York Yankees.
Having walked it off with the 8-5 win, the Rangers are now 4 games over 500 and just 1.5 back of the Yanks and Mariners for a playoff spot in an AL race that keeps getting wilder. It's hard to believe it now, and it wasn't all that easy to believe it then, but Kyle Schwarber was non-tendered by the Cubs after the shortened 2020 season, in which he hit just .188 with a .393 slugging percentage in 59 games. In the 5 seasons since, the only players with more home runs than Schwarber are Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. The Schwarbombs have been especially steady in the 4 seasons Schwarber has spent with the Philadelphia Phillies. When he went deep to give the Phils a valuable insurance run in Sunday night's win over the Tigers, it was his NL-leading 38th homer of the season, a total he had reached or exceeded in each of the prior 3 seasons. Then, on Monday night against the Orioles, Schwarber outdid himself. To set the stage, the Phils were trailing 3-1 in the bottom of the 3rd when Schwarber came up with a runner aboard.
And a high fly ball to deep right field. That's Ryan territory. Oh my! Into the 3rd deck.
The 3-3 tie created by that Schwarber blast lasted into the 6th when Harrison Bader, the Phils' recent trade deadline acquisition, made some Schwarber-like noise.
And a high fly ball to deep left field, way back there, and the Phillies have taken the lead. The first hit in a Phillies uniform for Harrison Bader is a home run.
Bader broke it open for the Phils, but lest there be any doubt about where this one was headed, Schwarber came to bat later that inning with the Phils up 7-3 and the bases jammed.
And a high fly ball out to right field. Does he have it again? He does! Grand slam, Kyle Schwarber!
Fans at Citizens Bank Park chanted MVP for Schwarber during that 13-3 win in which he had 3 hits and 6 RBI. And they might be onto something. Shohei Ohtani unsurprisingly led our latest MLB.com MVP poll, but Schwarber is right there with Ohtani in weighted runs created plus, and he's ahead of everybody in the National League in home runs with 40, just 2 behind Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh's MLB lead. As he nears free agency, Schwarber is the fastest Phillies player ever to 40 homers, on pace for 57. This was also his 9th career Grand Slam. Among active players, only Manny Machado with 13 and Giancarlo Stanton with 11 have more. Coming up, a pair of 28-year-old rookies gave us something to cheer Monday night. That's after the break. Stories of personal perseverance are part of what makes baseball the best, as our friend Sarah Langs likes to say. And 2 such stories stood out in the course of Monday's action. First, there's Brewers rookie Isaac Collins, one of the best stories on baseball's best team. Collins is a 28-year-old rookie. He was a 9th-round pick by the Rockies in 2019, and then a minor league Rule 5 draft pick in 2022. He rose up the prospect rankings in the Brewers system and cracked their opening day roster this year after a fractured shin felled outfielder Blake Perkins. Making the most of that unexpected opportunity, Collins has been an increasingly reliable source of offense for the first-place Brew Crew. He earned NL Rookie of the Month honors in July after posting an .847 OPS in 23 games. And last night, with the Brewers trailing the host Braves 1-0 in the top of the 4th, Collins had maybe his best moment yet.
Hit deep into right field. Back goes Eli White. He's watching. It's flying. It's gone. A 3-run home run for the Rookie of the Month.
Thanks to that 3-run blast from Collins, the Brewers won yet again, 3-1. Next up, there's Guardians reliever Nick Enright, another 28-year-old rookie who was thrust into action in the 10th inning of a game in which Cleveland blew a 5-0 lead against the Mets before taking a 7-5 lead in extras. Enright took over for Cade Smith in the bottom of the 10th and didn't have a clean inning, allowing the automatic runner to score on a Brett Beatty single. But with 2 out and Luis Torrens up to bat, Enright shut the door.
Swung on, skied in the air to right, deep. Nolan Jones back toward the corner. He made the catch. Ball game.
That was the first career save for Enright, and how sweet it is. Just to make it to the majors was an incredible achievement for Enright, a 20th round draft pick in 2019 who was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2022 and has his last round of immunotherapy treatment scheduled for this November. Big congrats to him. Elsewhere in MLB on Monday, Kerry Carpenter's 2-run homer in the bottom of the 6th powered the Tigers to a needed 6-3 victory over the Twins. The Astros shook off a weekend sweep at the hands of the Red Sox with a 5-run 4th inning off Marlins starter Sandy Alcantara in an 8-2 victory in Miami. The Cubs acquired pitcher Mike Soroka at the trade deadline last week, but he exited his first start for the team after only 2 innings against the Reds due to right shoulder discomfort. The Reds also lost their starter, Nick Lodolo, in the 2nd inning due to a blister issue, but managed to prevail 3-2. Head to MLB.com for the rest of Monday's news and scores. That's all for the morning lineup today. Coming up tonight, the Mariners were widely regarded as a trade deadline winner. Their new-look offense with the additions of Eugenio Suarez and Josh Naylor could be one of the best in baseball, and they are in striking distance of the AL West lead. Tune into the MLB.TV free game of the day when they host the White Sox at 9:40 Eastern Time, 6:40 local. Tuesday could also bring the return of Aaron Judge to the Yankees lineup as a DH in their 8:05 Eastern Time game in Texas after Judge hit the IL last week with an elbow issue. Matt Monaghan will also be returning tomorrow to bring you all the best highlights. Until then, thanks for listening. Please be sure to leave us a rating and review, share this episode with the baseball lovers in your life, and enjoy the games today.